The 2003 Fink Road Safety Test Series is underway. Long with the high kick. Underneath it, Craig Gower. Great charge led by Morley.
He's got him. He didn't half miss. He really got to him. We knew it was going to be tough. This is going to be interesting. That deserves sending off. I'm sorry to say. I knew it was going to be tough, but I'm afraid Adrian Morley has started with a negative. It is very rare in tough games like this that a player in the opening seconds will be marched to the dressing room. But there was little doubt that this man certainly went. He looked calm as David
Take your time, mate. Let's see. Look after him.
But this is a bad one. And Robbie Kearns is in Disneyland at the moment. It was a bad one.
Well, this is a major, major test of Steve Ganson's nerve.
I hate to say it,
what does he do?
He should send him off. This is a sending off material. It was intended. It is one of the worst that I've seen. Forget about the fact that it's a test match. I've got red, white and blue going through my veins, but that we can do without. It is a disgrace.
So it's bad, mate.
Well,
I didn't say Adrian Morley.
The referee, Steve Ganson, taking advice from his touch judge, from the match commissioner. No doubt also the video referee is whispering in his ear, and Robbie Kearns is still on the floor as well. 12 seconds of this first test.
Adrian!
He's gone to his back pocket.
Steve?
Has he? No.
Adrian!
He's calling Adrian Morley to him now. He's gone to his back pocket.
It's a real bad one. It's across the chin. You're off, mate.
It's a red card for Adrian Morley, and off he goes.
And rightly so. He's such a talented rugby league player, this fella. He has proven down under that this man is one of the toughest in the game. But you can prove in other ways that you can be tough, Eddie. And it is a silly ploy. I don't know why that they have gone out to do it. Kearns has a look at the big screen to see what on earth has hit him. He will be informed that it was Mark Morley. Well, that is a sensational opening to a game.
And
but
there is Adrian Morley in the dressing room.
He knows
what he's done. Great Britain now with 12 men for the entire 80 minutes.
And I've got to say, well done, Steve Ganson and the officials. I would have been embarrassed if he had stayed out there. He has only himself to blame.
Well, Great Britain have a massive job on their hands now that has become even greater. And the kick through turns Carney round. Well, what an explosive start to this test. Here is Sean Long.
Second, back and wait.
A major, major test now of Great Britain in every sense of the word.
Third.
The
whole ground is buzzing. It's like committing Harry Carrick.
It certainly is. And talking of buzzing, Robbie Kearns' head will be feeling it too. That was a shocker, Eddie.
5. Hold on.
We've got to dig deep now. Great Britain down to 12.
And Long with a kick downfield, but straight into the arms of Darren Lockyer. Good chase from Britain, though.
First, back here. Wait, Jamie.
Well, it wouldn't be the first time, Eddie, that a side with only 12 men have come out victorious. But it's going to be one big effort. Remember, before the kick-off, I've often said the biggest gap between the two countries is that Australia seem to play so well in the final quarter. We've often capitulated in the last 20 minutes.
That's terrific tackling by Farrell and by Stuart Fielden on Shane Webke.
But what's he going to be doing now, Eddie, with the fact that they're going to be down at 12, they'll run out of steam.
Hold.
And did Steve Simpson lose that? The referee says no, it's the last tackle. Morley is able to kick. It's a good kick too. And first touch for Richard Horne. Here is Chris Radlinski.
Good position there by Richard Horne. To my knowledge, I don't think he's ever been selected to play on the wing.
No, Sean McRae confirmed that to us earlier. He might have played there in emergency, but never before has he been selected to start on the wing. Kearns with a big hit on Carney. Quick play the ball, Newton gets it away to Farrell. Farrell is clattered to the ground, Ricketson and Webke.
Could have been a flop there, Phil Bailey certainly came in late.
Long with a kick downfield, Hegarty collects it. Not the best kick again from Long, and Hegarty getting to halfway.
First, hold, ball.
Now what will it do to the nerves of this Great Britain side?
This is Ricketson.
They'll be reluctant now, Eddie, to go in with any real tough stuff.
Rebounds.
At run the risk, they know that they can't afford to have another one sent off. So we said that the punishment that the forwards have to give into it to these Australians is perhaps going to be missing. The bite's going to be missing now.
This is Fitzgibbon. Good tackle low down by Jamie Peacock. Badiris and Kimorley weaving that magic. Oh, it's a great kick out wide. It's a tester for Horne. Oh, he does well. Richard Horne did really well under pressure there.
Not surprisingly, Chris Henderson, he'll know also the fact that Richard Horne is not playing in that wing position. They'll pepper him all night.
Well, Steve, Adrian Morley sent off. My mind goes back to a big match at Headingley against St Helens a few years ago when Adrian Morley swung a punch. It was in 1999. It was about the first or second minute. Leeds 12, St Helens 26 it ended up, and Leeds were down to 12 men for much of that game. Do you remember it?
I certainly do.
And we were very critical that day of the referee for sending him off so early in the match, but Steve Ganson tonight left with nowhere to go.
You're right, spot on. Well, you may say some were critical, we certainly weren't. It was a bad one.
Well, Britain now have to regroup, and they have so far, but the Australians in possession inside the British half of the field with Webke. Good tackling again by Peacock and by Sean Long. Here is Gower. Gower attacking the line. Connolly gets to him, nearly slides him over the whitewash. This now is Hegarty. Infield it comes to the centre wing. Wing bullets the pass to Kearns. Tackled by Farrell and Terry Newton on the last. Badiris, they'll come this way. He finds Kimorley, a dab to the in-goal area. And Radlinski is there to tidy up with Craig Gower hunting any mistake by the British fullback.
Beautiful kick by Craig Kimorley. Absolutely fantastic timing. Not only with the ball in his hands, but his kicking game, long or short, is outstanding, and they'll get another set of 6.
Well, remember 1994, the first test at Wembley. Sean Edwards sent off after 25 minutes. Great Britain won that day 8 points to 4. Hope springs eternal for Great Britain, but they are down. In case you've joined us late, they are down to 12 men. Morley sent off after a tackle, if that be the right word to use, on Kearns after just 12 seconds of this first test. An explosive start.
And what a big night for the fellow that's just come up with a big hit, Stuart Fielden. He now has to take the responsibility of trying to defuse what the Australians are going to throw at him.
This is Kimorley, flicks it back to Robbie Kearns, and he gets the ball away brilliantly to Lockyer. Wonderful tackle from Radlinski. Badiris waits at dummy half, flicks it back to Kimorley, changes direction, still going Kimorley. Great run. Badiris, the line's there, but Forshaw managed to get him back.
Good job the loose forward is there. Forshaw got ball and all.
Kimorley flicks it on, that's off the boot of Senior, and it's held wide off the boot as well. And back it goes once more, and another boot, this time from Simpson, finds its way to touch. Britain survive again, and Chris Henderson goes potty on the sideline.
And he's every right to be. What on earth Steve Simpson thought? Maybe he thought it's offside. Kicks it once, then watch him, he finishes off and said, let's get out of it. He really
would have been 6 to go.
Well, he should have dropped on the ball. Get the possession there. Good scrambling defence by Great Britain. It had to be. It looked at one point that Danny Badiris went so close. So dangerous from dummy half is the Australian hook.
This is Keith Senior, plays the ball to Paul Sculthorpe, and here is the British captain Farrell.
Second, all day,
Important now that Great Britain just calm down, settle it. Just go through a set of 6, make sure there's a good kick and chase. We haven't seen a good kick though from GB yet.
Newton, Forshaw on the run around. Not much progress being made this set of 6.
Good mate.
Terry Newton again. Oh, the pass on the bounce to Radlinski. Wide it goes to Senior, and Senior breaks the line. He's got Horn outside him. He has Radlinski in support. He's got Long in support, and Long comes away from 2, flicks the pass wildly, but Britain retain possession in the shape of Fielden, who is cut down by Badeiras. Last tackle. Here comes Long. Long dumps the kick over the top. That will hang in the in-goal area. No, it won't. Yes, it does.
Good work from Brian Carney. Took the man over and the ball hit the chest of the Australian defender.
Craig Wing.
Wing got back there on time. He took a huge gamble. Not so sure that he wasn't over the dead in-goal line there, but wonderful work from Keith Senior. It wasn't the best set of passing. It went on the floor on 2 occasions, but Senior was quick to notice. They were very slow to move up onto him. This is the chip over the top from Sean Long.
God, I think Britain are lucky. I do think Britain are lucky with that. But this now is Jamie Peacock, the 2003 Man of Steel. Best player in the game, adjudged this year. Carney to Long. Wide it goes to Sculthorpe. Wide again to Richard Horn.
Well, we're getting the ball out wide, but we're standing extremely flat in the 3 quarters. We've got to stand a bit deeper. Got to move on to it. Maybe the grubber kick. We've got to try to get consecutive sets of 6. Apply that pressure.
Here's Long. This is Peacock.
He's lost that.
He has.
Good hit by Steve Simpson. And that was high as well.
Australia and feed.
No doubt about it. Caught one in the mush, and Steve Ganson just having a little word with Robbie Kearns.
GB, hold this side, Brett.
Well, I'm sure it wasn't in David Waite's game plan for the lunge by Adrian Morley in the 12th second that saw him red-carded.
No way.
It was going to be, obviously, big hit for the first tackle, but not that.
Well, it was a lazy one, and it was intended, Eddie. That was the worst thing about it.
Ledke, great offload to Lockyer. Good tackle by Senior, it needed one too. Badeiras, Simpson, Kimorley. Long has missed him. Kimorley is away. There are 5 white jerseys after him. Radlinski gets to him, and eventually he's hauled down 9 metres short of the line. Hegarty, Fitzgibbon, and that's Robbie Kearns. Good tackle by Mike Forshaw. Fitzgibbon is hurt.
Is he ever? He took a late one.
Gower, Lockyer, wide. They must score. They must score, and they do with Bailey.
Will he go to the screen? I think he will. He's got to make sure.
Come on, it's touching goal before grounding the ball.
We said he was going to be the key factor, Brett Kamali. Doesn't get it down first, Bailey. No problem there. That's TRY. The Australians opened up with the first try of the game. And it was all brought about by the wonderful skills and speed of Brett Kamali.
Try is given. Kimorley's break, scored by Bailey. His first Test try for Phil Bailey. This is second cap.
Big miss by Sean Long. Went high, tried to just grab the jumper. Kept his cool though to Kimorley. Made sure he kept in the field of play. It was excellent stuff. They're always going to be put on the rack. See, the sliding defence was caught out there. Richard Horn had to move in. Then when he turned around, it left the gap. Beautiful play. They built up for it. They went close. Kearns went close. At the time, Fitzgibbon had taken a big knock. He was down. Beautiful long ball from the fullback. And that's a good finish.
Phil Bailey, substitute in the defeat in Auckland last month. A former back row forward with Chris Anderson's Cronulla Sharks. And it's Craig Gower who is going to take this conversion attempt. Well, Fitzgibbon was injured in the build-up to the try. And that's why, and he is now receiving treatment. It looks like he will be leaving the field. That's why Gower is kicking. And Gower misses. So it's Great Britain 0, Australia 4. And Fitzgibbon making his way off the field.
Wonderful way, just turn your defence the opposite way there. Horn, well and truly out of position. He'd come in early at the slide. Didn't have to look for the inside pass, Bailey. He knew he had enough space.
Okay, lads.
There's Fitzgibbon, the usual goal kicker, who is taking the walk into the dressing room.
Okay. Onside.
Long restarts for Great Britain. Gathered in by Luke Ricketson.
First, back and behind, hold behind, hold.
Well, Sean McRae, what do you make of the opening 13 minutes of this test?
You know what, Eddie, I was going to say it's a bit like a boxing match, but that might be a bit unfair. First thing I'd like to say is I've got to give a rap to referee Steve Ganson. He took a lot of advice and a lot of information. I've seen him in the past perhaps go to his pocket and pull out the red card a little prematurely without having to think, and I think that shows maturity and it shows the level that he's attained, and I've got to give him a rap for that because I think it's really on other people's advice that he sent Adrian Morley from the field. I'm not 100% sure he actually saw the incident at all, but I think when you see it, he's made the right call. As far as the game itself is concerned, possession-wise, territory-wise, been all Australia. Great Britain must stick to their game plan. They can't think about being down to 12 men. They've got to go through their procedures they've been through all week. And hopefully David Waite will have an ability to rotate the bench as much as possible to try to delay the fatigue factor. Australia, on the other hand, of course, have completed their possessions very, very well. Their kicking game's been order, and probably quite rightly have come up with the first try in the game. But still pretty even down here, Eddie, I think.
Yes, even enough, but remember, Britain down to 12 men. The kick from Farrell bounces unkindly. Oh!
That's a high one. Minicello has gone high now.
Now then, another decision for Steve Ganson.
Oh, it's more of a grab.
It's a grab.
Yeah, nothing wrong with that. First impact across the chest, and then he just brings the arm round. Crowd don't like it, but...
Well, everything that goes high in green and gold now, they'd be looking for a red card.
It's a good bounce.
The first impact was on the chest. It was the second arm coming across.
Just a ball. He'll get penalised. He won't get sent off for this.
His report, be quiet. The guy stepped around him. Okay, he's then caught him high, but not deliberately. Okay, so he's saying curlers. Curlers. Okay, it's a penalty to Great Britain over here. Okay, it's a curlers tackle.
A curlers tackle. Of course, the crowd will be on its feet every time there's a high tackle by Australia now. Adrian Morley has guaranteed that.
It'll be on the feet if we score here now.
This is Farrell.
Composure is needed. This is where they've got to put the set patterns.
And Long attacking them. And it bounced kindly in the end to Carney, but it wasn't the best pass.
Third, back on the line.
Connolly almost got a boot to it. Newton to Peacock, who attacks them up the middle. And a penalty against Australia for interference in the ruck.
Surely they'll take the two.
Number 16.
You see Terry Newton saying, don't panic. Let's take the two.
They're taking the two.
Not staying too long, mate. Straight off.
Little doubt the official had to give this one.
Trent Waterhouse it was.
He's all over him.
On his debut.
Peacock looked at him with daggers.
Penrith Panther, Trent Waterhouse, 22 years of age. This is his debut. Just 30 first-grade appearances in the NRL. And Sean Long now with the opportunity to get Britain off the mark in this Test match.
I know it may sound a little silly, Eddie, but sometimes when you do concede a try like that, it just lifts the opposition, say, hey, come on.
Long has missed the kick.
20.
Oh, is that a bad omen? You must take those. That was a gift.
Downstairs to Chris Warren with news of Craig Fitzgibbon.
Yeah, as you can see, Craig Fitzgibbon, he's in the dressing rooms with the Dr. Hugh Hazard there. He took a heavy knock in that lead up to the first try, as you can see. Nothing in that, not intentional at all, but he was on the ground for about 2 minutes while the goal kick was taking place. The big blow for the Aussies, though, without Michael De Vere in the centres, who would be their second string kicker, they're left, of course, with Craig Gower, who isn't striking or hasn't struck them too sweet this year. Fitzgibbon, though, he has not missed a goal whilst playing in Great Britain, if you include the World Club Challenge earlier this year and the matches so far in this series.
Carney with a break. Good for Great Britain.
Good play by the winger.
Interesting choice, by the way, Steve-O, of kicker for Britain. Sean Long on the ball now. No Andrew Farrell, who's on the ball now.
Well, obviously David Wade knows he has a problem with that leg, doesn't want to risk it.
Oh, I think he's hurt there, Farrell. Got up very gingerly and played the ball. This is Richard Horne! And Richard Horne is held up in the tackle.
Oh, I think he should have gone for the corner. He just hesitated for a few seconds.
Scuffle, Long. Then men out wide here. Connolly, Kearney, Britain level. Kearney with the try for Britain.
No problem with the flag.
No problem with the corner flag, says Steve Ganson. And Brian Kearney, the Wigan winger, on his international debut for Great Britain. The first Irishman since Tom McKinney in 1957 has dragged Great Britain level. It's 4-all.
Good on you, boy, Owen. What a break it was. The winger, Richard Horne, I thought he'd blown it. Absolute blown it here. The Ucini's a dummy. And from here, you can see that the Australian defence pretty slow to set up. Very quick moving out there. But once you've committed yourself out wide, you were always going to be in trouble. Shannon Hegarty was in the same position when Bailey scored the try against him. A few moments ago, the roles have been reversed. Hegarty has been caught out in no man's land. Sculthorpe combination, Sean Long running across the face of the defence. Connolly said, let's get out of here. And Kearney loves nothing better than scoring tries on this ground.
Yes, he knows his way to the whitewash here, Brian Kearney, the Wigan wing. So this Think Road safety first test is level at 4 points apiece. And Sean Long, who missed with an earlier, easier kick, has missed with the second. Well, Paul Deakin is on the bench. He is a goal kicker supreme. Long being given the nod by David Wade for his dibble around the play the ball.
There you see it, Hegarty. He's caught out in no man's land. It's going to be a nightmare for the wingers. Both sides quite eager now to get the ball out wide. But what a finish. That's the reason why David Wade had the confidence to pick this guy. Quite a few people raised their eyebrows when he got the nod. But he certainly had a good season.
He's had an outstanding season. Injured in the grand final, of course. Back to full fitness now. And there is Deakin, the man with the golden boot for Great Britain in many ways.
Second, back here.
This is Forshaw, his Bradford teammate. Now it's Sculthorpe. 4-all in the test, midway through the first half. Could have been penalised there, Australia, for the second effort. Farrell taking on Ricketson. Sivanasiva on for Cairns. Here is Fielden. Big hit. Good hit too by Simpson.
Good basic football by Great Britain.
Farrell slides the kick through. Bounces away from Lockyer and finds touch.
They're playing the percentages, and also the Australians, Darren Lockyer, didn't want to have anything to do with that. Give his side time to just settle down. They were rocked by that try from Kearney. David Wade didn't show much emotion.
And there is, behind the doctor, Adrian Morley.
Bring around and play the balls.
And that incident in the 12th second of this opening test match, he will be heartbroken, there's no doubt about that, but it will be talked about for a long, long time to come.
But that'll be the call amongst the British side. They were saying, let's do it for Adrian, come on, we can do it. He knows he's done wrong,
It's the same.
but that's water under the bridge. They've got to start building yet again, and they're doing a good job of it.
Come on, Cherry! Cherry!
It's Hegarty now for the Australians. He's away from Connolly, but good scrambling defence from Great Britain again. Of course, Adrian Morley will have a date with the disciplinary committee. I wonder what the outcome of that will be. I wonder whether he will miss any more of this Test series, or the fact that he's missed an entire game here tonight, will that be deemed to be punishment enough?
Well, it certainly could help him.
Radlinski, great chase by Kim Morley.
Who finished him off as well.
Simpson came in very late. Here's the try scorer for Britain, Brian Carney. Good tackling by Kim Morley. Harassing from marker. Here's Connolly.
Interesting, that try that Carney scored was Australia caught in a sliding defence situation normally, which they're utilising now. It's man on man. I'm sure the message has got out from Chris Anderson, say, hey, come on, we've got to mark.
Mike Forshaw. Last tackle, good defensive stint here by the Australians. Need a good kick now from Long. On the bounce to Lockyer. And Lockyer using his pace and feeding it wide. Wing.
Great tackle there from Richard Horne.
Minicello, I beg your pardon, it wasn't Wing, it was Minicello out there.
Solid defence, Eddie. These really just gone up a cog, haven't they?
Sivanasiva driving it forward. Fielden
leading the way. I'm just saying, Eddie, leading the way, Stuart Fielden. Huge responsibility, as I said earlier.
Oh, great ball, Kim Morley. Lockyer dabs the kick through. Oh, he'll allow it to play on, will he? It hit the referee. Willie Mason has touched down.
Just have a look at the irregularity of affecting play, Dave.
It certainly hit the referee.
Yeah. Was the pass intended for the referee?
Offside on and knock on.
Pretty smart cookie. Beautiful inside pass from Kamali yet again. He put the... Well, he didn't kick it. He didn't get boot to ball. This will be deemed as a knock-on. This will be no try. That's to the chagrin of the big fella, Willie Mason. That'll be classified as a knock-on. I don't think he got boot to ball.
Willie Mason's first touch, by the way, since he's come on.
Ooh, now then. Now then. You see from a different angle. He'll have to go back a couple of times on here. That's a ball going back. Now, if he hit the ground first,
I think it's in there as well.
Mason thinks he's in. We've got it. That's what he's looking for now. Has Lockyer got boot to ball?
No, it hit the ground first.
Well, I don't know, Eddie. I'm not so sure. I really think that he didn't get the right intended kick, but they'll slow it down.
It's hit the ground first, for my opinion.
Well, if he was going for the drop goal, it would be allowed. So he could say he was going for the drop goal.
Yeah.
It's hard to say.
Well, with all the Father Christmases in these crowd tonight, he could say it's Christmas, but he wouldn't get away with that either.
I think it'd be knock on. But it was very close. As I say, he could claim that's how you get a drop goal. The one-pointer. Simultaneously.
Well, the decision from the video referee is on its way. No try. Scrum attack.
Well, that's unusual.
And it's because the ball hit the referee.
Play was irregularly affected. So you don't go for the try.
You're good on those rule books, Eddie.
The referee's just told Great Britain the play was irregularly affected because it hit him. So the danger's still not over for Great Britain. Here is Gower.
First. Okay, come on.
And here now is Craig Wing. Good hit by Peacock. It's heroic defence from Great Britain.
Second, now clear out. Clear out the ruck. Clear out.
Baderas waits at dummy half. Sivanasiva's there, but he misses him out. Finds Kim Morley. On the bounce, it finds its way to Lockyer. They've got the two-man overlap out wide again. But a great tackle by Richard Hall.
He wasn't going to be deceived on this situation. No way.
Great Britain had him feed.
He learned from the same. Now then, does it go in touch before he offloads the ball? Yes, he does. Only just. This will be head and feet, Great Britain.
Very tight slide rule decision by the touch judge far side then. But Phil Bailey's toe was just on the whitewash.
Okay.
Well, the video referee
Okay.
tonight's going to earn his corner.
Okay.
That's for sure.
Petro, just wait.
It was the touch
Ball goes
judge's
straight in and
call
out.
then, by the way. David Campbell, by the way, is tonight's video referee here at the JJB Stadium. And he has got a job on his hands, as Steve O'Reilly says. Sean, impressions of the opening 25?
Oh, fantastic game, Eddie. Both sides completing their sets well. I still think Australia just slightly in terms of territory, but Great Britain, I think, have fought back well from that initial onslaught, and they're probably creating a little more space at times than what the Australians are doing. I think it's a case now of, again, David Wade having to utilise his bench. I know Paul Anderson's getting ready to go on the field now, which will be a very timely replacement, I think, for them. But they're hanging in very, very well. I think sometimes when a player goes off early in a game, you can actually regroup and go through what you've been practicing all week and not worrying too much about it. And as long as their mindset is about we're not playing with 12 men and not worrying too much about Adrian Morley.
Sorry, Sean. This is Craig Wing. He got through the first would-be tackle. And Australia here 5 metres away with Gower and Kimorley. And this is Waterhouse. What a tackle by Andrew Farrell. Buderis, Kimorley, back it comes. Number 15, Willie Mason, denied by the video referee and denied by the British defence.
Bit flat there, should have been running under the footballers. Nice option back on the inside.
Buderis, back it comes to Sivanasiva. Sivanasiva with the strength, driving it towards the line. 4 British defenders there, and that's how close the Aussies are. 2 tackles remaining. Ball spread to Kimorley. Kimorley then pops the ball up. This is Ricketson, and Ricketson flicks the ball forward. That's a knock-on. That's a knock-on. They'll have to bring it back for the scrum down. British head and feet.
Living on the knife edge at the moment, Great Britain. Ricketson, the loose forward, finding plenty of space there. It really could have been a try for Danny Buderis. He's gone so close on 2 occasions. Took the gamble. That would be classed as a knock-on.
And Buderis nearly being forced, well, he was forced into the bottom of the post. 2 changes here by Great Britain. And the post still wobbling. Lee Gilmore and Paul Anderson waiting to come on the field, but they can't make the change at the scrum. So once we're in general play again, now the changes can be made. So fresh legs for Great Britain, and the way David Wade operates his substitute tonight will be so important now.
I think it's a good move to bring on the big fella, Paul Anderson. He's itching to get out there. So is Gilmore, of course. Interesting to see all the attack has been on that left-hand side, the far side as you look at it. They obviously feel that there's a big problem on that right centre wing combination. On the Australian side.
It's a real backs to the wall operation here by Great Britain. And Sculthorpe on the last, he's got support either side. Gets it away to Senior. Senior, the ball was behind Richard Horn. What a golden opportunity.
Cannot believe that. You've got to take them. Sculthorpe through the dummy. It was taken very nicely indeed.
Turnover.
Oh. Do you say the winger at fault?
Or do you say Senior should have gone on his own?
Well, maybe he should have. He looks at it again, but he did the right thing. He knew they had a man outside. It was 2-on-1 situation. Nothing wrong with the pass. It was just Richard Horn, and that's when you've got to say to yourself, the inexperience of a player does no wing play. It's the first time he's played on the wing, and he's playing it in a test match.
David Wade said that Richard Horn was worth his place no matter where. And Willie Mason on the charge. Connolly with the tackle. And the possession in the opposition half has levelled its way up.
4 lads, Andy.
Buderis plays the ball to Craig Wing. Oh, it was high from Newton.
One was borderline, then you put one in on the ground.
And it wasn't the high tackle. It was the dig that came in on the deck from Newton, according to the referee.
He's got to be very careful as Terry Newton. That's the reason why he's being penalised. got to keep you cool, you've got to be calm out there when you're down to 12 men.
Exactly, with one man off, you can't afford to be two down.
And not only that, Eddie, he was a culprit that really gave Craig Fitzgibbon a good late shot as well. No one saw it, none of the officials saw it.
This is Webke. Oh, what a bell ringer from Farrell.
Well, game on.
Kimorley attacking the line. To the danger man.
They've got to get into his face and allow him to run. You can't do that.
This is wing. Back it goes. Simpson. Two tackles remaining again. Australia so close. Badiris. Kimorley. Kimorley. Still. Eventually takes the tackle, the last. Bang in front of the sticks. There's Craig Wing. Back it comes to Lockyer. And Lockyer will slide the kick through. Was he offside? Ricketson. Is he offside? Waterhouse. Waterhouse. Is he offside?
Good set play though. Very good set play. He looks okay from here. Let's see how the kick is. Yeah, he's fine. This will be try number 2 for the green and golds. They've got the numbers yet again out wide. No problem with that at all. They failed to spot the danger. David Waite using the halfback Sean Long out wide. It's not his best quality, is defending. And the Australians have taken full advantage. Good play though by Darren Lockyer.
Waterhouse, we think, has scored the try, and David Campbell agrees. Trent Waterhouse, on his debut, comes up with his first test try for Australia. And Andrew Farrell leads the investigation and the inquest behind the sticks.
Super stuff though, wasn't it? The good build-up, they went pretty close, Simpson, and then beautiful, look at that, the pass from Badiris. Lockyer, the skipper, knew exactly what he was going to do with that. The great combination, but the speed of that pass, straight from the ground at dummy half from Danny Badiris. He's a try scorer.
Speak, boys, a minute. Wait, turn me volume a bit.
Yes, Waterhouse makes it 8-4 to the Australians. Gower with the conversion. And he has missed. Well, the goal kickers are having a nightmare. And Britain have got one of the best, Paul Deacon, sitting out there on the sideline. And I hate to say it, but Sean Long, Steve-o, isn't having one of his most distinguished matches so far.
No whatsoever, and you can see there that he just hesitates. He doesn't know which way to go. Does he move in? Does he look for the pass? They had the overlap. They're getting the numbers out wide. But it was all brought about by a wonderful quick play of the ball and the pass straight from the ground. Danny Badiris' speed created that overlap.
Gower collects Long's kick-off. Newton gets in with the tackle.
Release.
It's a very shallow 10 metres that Steve Ganson's keeping at the moment.
Second, now clear.
That's much better. Good hit by Jamie Peacock on Luke Ricketson.
Good job that the Australians have not found the kicking boots as yet. Still in this game. Great Britain, it would be an extra bonus if they could at least get a penalty goal. A score of any type would do.
That wasn't the tidiest play of the ball, and that's a great tackle by Connolly on Luke Ricketson. Badiris, knock on again, was there? Yes.
Just a little one. Not to impress, Chris Anderson. Yep.
Okay.
Well, he's getting a little bit worked up, Chris Anderson, and this is the ground where he suffered last year, of course, his health.
Well, you went back into it. No, they were straight to begin with.
Well, I gave him praise a few moments ago for creating it, and he's looking at the official and saying, oh, that was only a little one.
Okay,
it all counts, son.
Okay, former.
Little doubt about the qualities, though, from Badiris. It's, and as yet, it's been completely in control over his opposite number, Terry Newton. We anticipated Newton, a lot more running from the dummy half. Haven't seen it yet.
This is Mike Forshaw for Great Britain.
Here. Wait, Trent.
Good tackling by Sivanasiva. Long, Sculthorpe, good ball. Senior, jinking his way through.
Third, back here.
Again, tacking on that left-hand side.
Anderson.
That's better from Newton. He's getting into the swing of the things now.
Here he is again, Sean Long. Lee Gilmore. Back to Long, did well to hang on to that. Here is Forshaw. Good defence though from Australia, solid as a rock. The tackle not completed though. Forshaw going on with it. Here is Long. A stab through for Sculthorpe to chase. Well swept up by Darren Lockyer.
He's not classified as one of the best in the world in that position at full-back. He read that superbly.
Second.
Good tackle by Senior.
Good option by Great Britain though. Putting the kick in, emulating what Australia has done. But the thing that's worrying me is that the Australians are getting over the advantage line quite easily.
And here they come again. Gilmore and Long with the tackle.
Clear out!
And it was Waterhouse who played the ball to wing, and here is Kinmorley. And Britain know the danger that this little man possesses. Last tackle. Lockyer will hoist the bomb. Radlinski's underneath this, no pressure. Whoa. Went backwards.
Just going to say it was a poor kick. Didn't give his chasers much chance to apply the pressure, but as soon as he bobbled it, they were all on side.
Carney again for Great Britain. Bounces away from one would-be tackle. Can't get away from the next from Bailey.
Great upper body strength from Carney. Got to go down to the legs to stop that fella.
Third. Come on.
Kinmorley with a spot of treatment on the run. This is Long. He's lost it.
Should be a penalty. That was 2-on-1. Officials missed that.
This is Hegarty. And the tackle by Gilmore.
Okay.
Deliberately knocked out and pulled away there with 2-on-1. Should have been a penalty.
Australia in possession with Simpson.
Desperate now. They've got to keep the Australians out.
Yes, they can't afford to concede another try. Lockyer to touch forward that to Bailey.
Well, it looked twice for the man, but the winger had come back on the inside. Cello was looking for.
Sivanasiva. Oh, Anderson missed it.
Clear out. Come on, move.
3 tackles gone, 3 remaining for Australia. Badeiras. Back it comes to Kinmorley. Kinmorley attacking the line. Ricketson. He gets the ball away. And this is Webke. Was that tackle completed? Was the arm hit on the deck? Webke keeping it going. Here is Kinmorley. Great handling skills from the Australians.
Yeah, it's got to be a Shepherd there.
Crossing there.
Yeah, right across it. The good play by the Australians, keeping the ball alive. They're testing their arm. Little doubt he used a fullback lock here there, went round the line.
And Kinmorley, with blood coming from his nose, will have to leave the field for the blood bin.
Plenty of claret flowing there, and he certainly wants to get back out there as quickly as possible.
Not long to go to half-time, Sean, and Britain must hang on.
Yeah, and they've done very well. Their scrambling defence has been particularly good. They're trying very hard to work the player over in the tackle, and they're doing it very effectively. They're trying to deny Australia space. Australia, of course, when they go forward and they've got Brett Kinmorley goes to the line, he's always got an inside and an outside option available, and that's what caused a lot of doubt in the defender's mind. From an attacking point of view, Great Britain doing a lot of running from dummy half, which is trying to tire out players like Petro Sivanasiva and Shane Webke, working Danny Badeiras over from marker, and then perhaps later in the tackle count, they're prepared to shift the ball and create some space. They are playing very, very well at the moment. They've hung in particularly well so far for just under 38 minutes.
And here is Sculthorpe. It goes wide to Senior. This is where the danger is, and here is Sculthorpe again. Just hauled down by Simpson. Sculthorpe wanted to get on with it quickly. On the last, Newton, crossfield kick. No pressure on Lockyer. Long is there and he's missed a tackle. Newton gets to him now.
First.
He reads the game beautifully, doesn't he, Darren Lockyer? It's as though he's thinking what the kicker's thinking at the same time.
Here's Hegarty. Connolly stands his ground.
Second,
Wing. And real wrestling match between Michael Crocker and Anderson. Kinmorley, Sivanasiva breaks the first tackle, can't get away from Senior and Sculthorpe. Kinmorley directing the traffic at dummy half again. Wide it goes to Lockyer, chimes into the line at every opportunity. That's the reason why. It's a good ball, and Senior wrestles the man to the ground.
Good work by Australia, keeping the ball. They're running the angles, coming back on the inside.
Oh,
that's a beautiful
lovely kick through, and well watched by Long. He read that script.
Did he ever?
Radlinski
that they do the set patterns. Maybe take the drive to the middle and then do the switch on the very short left-hand side. All the play Great Britain have done has been out that way.
Newton, Farrell, back it goes to Forshaw, and Forshaw trying to get through Crocker's tackle. Inside the last minute of this first half. What a lift it would be for the 12 men of Great Britain if they could get over for a try here. This is Gilmore, long scampering into dummy half. Here now is Farrell, now it's with Paul Sculthorpe. He flicks the pass to Radlinski, keeps the movement going, and Radlinski over the top, not the best, but at least he followed it up. Kicking early in the tackle count there, and Minicello is able to bring the ball back for 20 seconds remaining of the first half. Australia looking now to counter with Gower. Gets the ball away, wing. Newton waits for him, misses him. Carney in long, and Newton again wrestling to the deck. 5 seconds remaining of the first half. Oh, Crocker has found a big hole up the middle. Oh, Radlinski has missed him. Connolly gets him to the ground with Forshaw, and that's the half-time siren. What a test. What a test match. Great Britain 4, Australia 8. But the big story, Adrian Morley sent from the field the very first tackle of the test match after just 12 seconds, and the 12 men of Great Britain have battled heroically here. Well, he'll be booed every inch of the way in this first test second half now, Steve Ganson, but he really had no other alternative, and he took all the advice that was available to him. Touch judges, match commissioners, video referees, they all had a whisper in his ear, and he was left with no alternative. Anyway, that's behind us. The second 40 minutes is ahead of us. The kick from Lockyer gets all the way to the try line, and Richard Horne runs it back, and there's the first tackle of this second half. Sculthorpe waiting at dummy half. Now then, Anderson driving it forward. Our reporters on the side are waiting with half-time news. Chris is with the Aussies, Bill's with the British.
Great Britain are not out of this contest, but a lot is going to depend on their commitment and their courage and their ability to stick to the game plan, even though they're facing this second half with only 12 men out there, and the energy levels will be running down as they commit themselves in defence, which is what they know they're going to have to. But discipline and the composure are what David Waite's looking for, and the kicking game, another area that they know they've got to tighten up on if they're going to put the Australians on the back foot. As far as Adrian Morley goes, I understand he will learn of his fate on Monday. That is when the disciplinary committee will meet. It will be comprised of one member of the Rugby Football League, one member of the Australian Rugby League, and a British disciplinary chairman. They will sit in judgment on Adrian Morley. Well, that's the Great Britain news. Here's Chris Warren with the Australian news.
Well, the news from the Australian camp is in one word or two words: don't panic. Let's just keep grafting away. Let's stick to the basics, get back to our game plan, and it will come. They're aware that, as a team so often does, when they're reduced to 12 men, they do lift in tempo, and they seem to play with 13 men. So patience was the key word for them. Graft away. One area of the game they would like to improve on, Chris Anderson said, as Kamali comes down, is their outside defence, their right side defence particularly. Keith Senior's been having a field day up against Bailey. And that's one area that Chris Anderson would like to see improved. The inside defence, the shift out, particularly on the right side. I guess so often we look at centres and talk about their attack, but non-specialist centres, you must also consider their defence or fragilities in defence.
That was a big moment for Richard Horne, just shuttling the ball dead. And the close to the line kicking game by the Australian Steve-O has been far superior to Great Britain.
Superb. And when you got the ability of Brett Kimmorley and the one that we've just seen there, Darren Lockyer, they're mixing it, matching it, they're coming through. It's pretty hard to close someone down when you're thinking Kimmorley one side and Lockyer. But when Lockyer puts the kick in, he's normally running onto the football. Very difficult to see whether he's going to pass or whether he's going to kick.
Sivanasiva to his feet. And this now is Craig Wing. He gets the ball away. That was dropped, and it is a knock-on, says the referee. I don't think Chris Anderson agrees. Craig Gower. A lot of blood on the face.
Yeah, it was going forward, no doubt about it. the impact there. Forward motion, forget about the position of the body. The let off for Great Britain.
Britain now having to attack from deep again. Oh, and Carney taking the risk. I suppose they have to in some ways. This is Sculthorpe.
No, they don't, Eddie. None of this point in the game. Phil Arthur spoke about the composure in the British side. They've got to do that, and that's not part of it.
This is Keith Senior.
Kick and chase has to improve, and the go forward.
Well, Farrell here now trying to inject some go forward for Great Britain. With a good tackle by Badiris, and Craig Gower brings the British captain down. This is Forshaw. Woody offloads. Oh, and that's gifted it back to Australia. Here is Kimorley.
Well, again, we see panic among the ranks when we don't really need it. When you're only 4 points adrift, that's the last thing you want to be doing.
This is Sivanasiva.
If you're 10, 12 points and you're running out of time, yes, you've got to take the gamble, but not at this point.
Webke. Nearly knocked Gilmore over. They keep the ball alive. Here is Ricketson. Ricketson up the middle. Anderson and Newton get to him. That's the third tackle. They are about 14 metres away from the line. It's with Kimorley. Kimorley to Lockyer. Lockyer then to Simpson. Good hit by Senior.
And a big game, as they're saying to Keith Senior, not only in defence but also in attack.
Kimorley. Sivanasiva. Good defence. Forshaw and Anderson. Last tackle here for the Australians. They're lining up down the left-hand side.
What's a kick from Kimorley? Little grub it again.
There it is. Oh, it's gone long. And they popped it back. Kimorley's there again. Tackle. Oh, and it's on. And Carney and Crocker and Hegarty. And Kimorley's hurt.
Kimorley has taken a big one. Tempers are fraying, nerves are on edge.
Referee blowing the pee out of the whistle, trying to calm things down.
It was pretty difficult to see. It was deemed to have had the tackle completed as Kimorley. And I think Kimorley has picked up a stray boot. Nothing wrong with that. That was picked up. That's okay. Now this is the one that's deemed to have finished. But the ball carrying arm has not hit the deck.
The British player. Carney retaliated, and then the 17 kept
He certainly went at it. Croco threw the first one.
Given him about 3 and 4 times.
Great Britain very lucky there.
What we were looking at. Yes. So it was quite severe at 17. He had no need to react. No, he didn't. So it was serious foul play as far as 17's concerned. Yes, it was. He attacked him again, yeah. Pardon? He attacked him again, yeah. Yeah, he attacked him again.
Oh, he's gone to the back pocket. Is it going to be yellow or red? He's asked the question whether it was serious foul play. And the referee has got a card in his hand.
What will be the colour? Surely they're not going to send him off for that.
It's yellow.
There was no problem with the player on the ground, so you decided just to keep coming, take away the control. You're going to sin bin for that.
He's got 10 minutes in the sin bin.
But he couldn't send him off for that.
And I could have sorted the problem pretty easy. There's no need to swing a punch into, is it?
A little bit of petulance.
Simple as that.
Well, that levels up the 12 men aside for 10 minutes anyway. Michael Crocker to the sin bin. Now then, can Great Britain capitalise as they have 12 men each?
Going to try to frustrate the Australians now.
Britain are on the better side of a 5-2 penalty count. This is Farrell for Great Britain. Plays the ball to Newton.
I must say that Ganson having a lot of trouble getting them back the full 10. Virtually one pass in the Great Britain side, and look, green and golds are mixing into it.
This is Forshaw.
They're forcing Great Britain into one-out football all the time.
Kimorley has moved out to the wing. He's limping heavily as the kick is aimed for Ratlinski. Oh, and Lockyer has lost it. And Carney's following up, but it's tidied up by Craig Ring.
Good job he was on hand. It was all at sea. You don't often see this Darren Lockyer had a bad bounce. Bradlinski got to him. Good option though. That's back to 6.
Yes, referee wipes the tackle count down.
Good play by Sean Long. knew exactly what was happening. He knew that Radlinski would be chasing onto it.
Webke drives it forward. Oh, he's lost the ball. Britain have it back. Now this is a chance. Kimorley is hurt. And this is Sculthorpe. Kimorley limping his way to the sideline, getting his right thigh bandaged. Farrell, senior. Kimorley reduced to virtual a passenger. Here goes Richard Hall.
Great tackle there from Simpson. It had to be as well.
Newton. Farrell. Anderson.
Do the crisscross. Where's Sean Long?
Newton. Sculthorpe was there. Newton. Hounds on. Doesn't get the pass away. Forshaw. Forshaw to Farrell. Farrell to Long. Long back on the inside. Peacock. Great tackle by Badeiras.
Could have been penalised. Had a second shot at it.
Connolly. Long stabbing it through. Knocked on.
Tom Lockyer's having a bit of a nightmare in the second half. He was superb in the first 40. The British crowd, they are loving every minute, every time there's a mistake.
Watching the last 2 minutes, Steve-O, what might have happened had Adrian Morley not had the rush of blood?
Forget about that. Let's get on with the game on hand. They're applying the pressure to the Australians.
Senior! He'll score! Keith Senior for Great Britain! Stretched out the arm and touched it down. He got a try here in the win against New Zealand a year ago. And he's just come up with the most important try of his international career.
He's had a big night. He really has been involved in everything. Absolutely great finish, sheer strength. We mentioned at half-time and during the second part of that first half, all came about the little grubber kick through. Lockyer come up with the error, and from there the power man just went over. Not the best pass there from Sculthorpe, but Senior had presence of mind to pluck it out of the air. And the strength to get over. We said it before, there's all sorts of problems in the right-hand side department in defence in this Australian outfit. And Keith Senior has made them pay big time. 12 men apiece, and they've taken full advantage of Great Britain.
Senior's try, Long to try and add the extras. Remember 1990, a conversion in a similar position to this at Old Trafford was missed. This one is kicked, and Britain have the lead.
Listen to the roar. Such a great advantage on home soil. We have to keep our wits about us now. This is when the side can become so vulnerable. You get to a point where you're happy, you've scored the try, you cannot hang around. You've got to make sure that we get a good set of 6 here, no errors.
Well claimed by Radlinski. Great chase though, led by Badeiras. And Radlinski gets to his feet. And Kimorley has got the right leg heavily strapped, and he is in obvious discomfort.
Problems, of course. Terry Newton's had to leave the field from the Great Britain side. That's a big loss for them.
Britain ahead, 10-8. Richard Hall. 51, nearly 52 minutes of an absorbing test. Farrell. It doesn't find touch. It gets to Lockyer instead. A great chase. Great chase by Senior. Gilmore and Sculthorpe.
Playing out of his skin, Keith Senior.
Here now is Minicello.
Amazing what a rest can do. I must say that Senior, the latter part of the season, he looked a bit off form, but he's certainly come good with the rest.
He's buzzing tonight. This is Webke. Forshaw stands his ground. And Crocker in the sin bin. Still 4 minutes remaining. This is Sivanasiva. Great Britain ahead, 10 points to 8. Australia on the last with Lockyer. Slides the kick through. And Carney will take control of this. He has Radlinski with him. Carney not tackled. Now he is.
Wonderful work by Danny Badeiras. Wherever the man runs this blood to water, is this fella. I mean, he's just everywhere.
This is Gilmore.
He's saying he's so creative, but he puts in all the work in defence as well.
Sculthorpe, couple of dummies, trying to make a bit of ground from dummy half. Tackled by Simpson. This is Farrell. Taking on Bailey. Finished off by Badeiras. Britain inching towards the halfway line, and Sculthorpe with the kick. And Sean Long offside, says the referee Ganson. Hegarty picks up the ball, flicks it inside to Lockyer. He manages to offload to Hegarty again, under pressure from Long there. Sculthorpe misses Hegarty. Senior doesn't. Sean Long, what a start. Sean McRae, what a start to this second half.
Yeah, sure is, Eddie. And the Great Britain side have come out and played as you should do when you're a man down. They want more possessions. They want to make sure they complete their possessions. And more importantly, they want to get a good kick chase in. And they've done that very, very effectively. We saw Shane Webke come up with an error. Australia weren't to be punished from that. Then we saw Darren Lockyer come up with an error which is rather uncharacteristic of him. And then Great Britain were able to punish it, and that's what they want to see more of. More of the error we've just seen on the field now. But they've been absolutely fantastic for the first 15 minutes or so of this half. Australia, however, not panicking, but there are some signs there where they want to keep the ball alive, and I'm not sure they actually need to. I think, again, they've got to go through the processes in this game, and that is, again, complete your sets, and eventually you'll wear a side down with only 12 men, but you must complete your possessions, and that's something Australia haven't done so far in the first 15 minutes. No surprise to see them behind on the scoreboard. What a fantastic performance by the Great Britain side.
It is a fantastic performance, and one tackle stood out in the last couple of minutes from Andrew Farrell on Minicello that produced the error, which is the reason why Great Britain have this possession. Here's the captain again. He finds Sculthorpe.
Certainly up to the defensive department, Eddie, mainly due to the fact that Great Britain missed 19 in the first 40 minutes.
That was a big hit. That was a huge hit on Peacock.
It's getting warm out there, isn't it? Oh, right across the chest. Craig Fitzgibbon didn't miss. Nothing illegal about it.
No, he lost possession before the hit as well, did Peacock.
Lock in, lads.
Seemed just losing control when the big hit came to him.
Kimorley to Gower. Good tackle, Connolly. The handling errors, 7 apiece. Great Britain ahead on the scoreboard, but only just. This is the danger man, Fitzgibbon.
Second, here.
Fully recovered from an earlier knock. Badeiras. Good tackle by Peacock.
Come on, boys.
Badeiras again. Back this way they come.
4. Remain.
Craig Wing to his feet, plays the ball. Kimorley, he's taken the strapping off the leg now. This is Ricketson.
Not being fooled by the inside pass now. Great Britain not committing themselves. They're hanging back to see what Kimorley does.
Cairns gets the ball away and through the legs. Senior's picked it up. Now Senior got the legs. There are 3 after him. Lockyer misses him. He's got support from Radlinski. Would have taken that in.
Why did he have to pass, I say to myself, in such a wonderful position? Lockyer has picked up a knock, committed himself to the tackle on Senior. Was shabby play by the Australians all over the joint. And look at Senior just tearing away. Lockyer just half stopped him. The opportunity was there, but I wonder, would it have been better to have just play the ball and then applied the pressure?
The Australians going down like 9 pins. This is the captain, Lockyer, who committed himself to the tackle.
He's been around long enough, Eddie, to know that they've just been put on the rack. They need this time to get their composure back. But that could have been curtains for the Kangaroos. And Keith Senior, quick to get it. It was a good pass.
Okay.
Radlinski just went for it a little bit too late. What an opportunity.
Great tackling again. Here is Fitzgibbon running strongly in the second row. Connolly and Long deal with him. And there's a couple of missed tackles there. This is Robbie Cairns. Good tackle again from Andrew Farrell. playing almost on one leg, the British captain. This is Ricketson. Peacock with that tackle. That's 4 gone.
They're throwing their body around.
Kearns on the inside. That's tackle number 5.
Interesting to see how Australia, they've changed their tactics. They're playing more tight in and around the play the ball area.
Kimorley stabs it behind the defence. Gilmore is there and tidies up for Britain. Good on his feet, Gilmore. Good run from the substitute. Penalty.
Turned straight on his back, Shane. Turned him on his back.
Big problems for the Australians. Great Britain get the penalty, turn him on his back. Can't do the turtle anymore. International rules.
Australia, by the way, back to a full complement of 13 men.
Well, you can say it like that, but to me, Brett Kimorley struggling to stay out in the field of play. So influential in the first half.
Here's Fielden.
He's not 100%. They'll try to keep him out there as long as they can. They've forced him out under the wing here. In the centre in defence.
Second.
Horn the dummy half. Forshaw, Farrell. Britain just trying to up the tempo. Tackled by Badiris, long. Well, he wasn't standing square, or was he? No, he wasn't.
Never square.
Take the 2 on offer.
Square it up.
They have to, surely.
Yep. And then went back. Square it up.
Tried his best. Well, against the Welsh, Eddie, pinpointed that sometimes the Australians very slow to get 1 and 2 markers. You could see there quite clearly there was only Badiris there. And that gives me some indication that this Australian defence, it's Australia that's running out of fuel.
Deacon is waiting to come on, but he cannot kick this goal because he's off the field when the penalty is given. And the referee is having a word with the Australian skipper Darren Lockyer, explaining the reason why this penalty has been given.
No doubt, Badiris was the man that tried to get himself into the first marker, but he was left all on his own.
Badiris penalised.
Stuart!
Britain aiming to take pole position in this series.
Don't throw punches.
That is poor play by Australia.
I know you threw a punch though, and if one of them come on, the ball will be
It's got to be a lot quicker. You've got to sort it out, and not surprisingly,
you know what I'm saying?
he's given his teammates a good talking to.
A first test win would be so important for Great Britain, but it's always not decisive. 7 times the British have won the first test but failed to clinch an Ashes series. And in this Fink Road safety test series of 2003, I think it will go right the way down to the wire. It's 10-8. We've had an hour. There is 20 minutes remaining.
Well, this will certainly help. Just stretch that barrier.
Well, he's got to kick it, Steve-O. Long has got to kick the goal.
Well, I've got my fingers crossed. I know you have. But he missed a sitter in the first half, and that could prove costly.
This is kickable for this fellow. Deacon is on the field but cannot take this kick. So it's down to Long, and the cheers will tell you, and the flags will confirm that Great Britain stretch the lead. It's 12-8.
Superb kick under a lot of pressure. He knew also that Paul Deacon was coming onto the field of play, buzzing around on the sidelines. He'd be the first to admit with Sean Long it wasn't the best first 40 minutes, but he's turned that around.
Lockyer restarts, Sculthorpe underneath the kickoff, flicks it back to Gilmore. Gilmore running flat towards his own line.
First.
Well, he ran fully 50 yards then, but it was all lateral. Here is Carney. Had a big game, Brian Carney, on his international debut. Forshaw, the man that Paul Deacon replaces.
Third.
He's worked hard, Carney. I'm looking for work as well, but it's in the forwards like that. Peacock.
Great shot from Peacock. Still going, Jamie Peacock, tackled by Robbie Cairns. Here is Farrell. Offloads. Change the direction of the attack to Long. Here is Fielden. And Fielden is hauled down by Ricketson on the last, on the halfway. Long hammers the ball downfield. Lockyer has it on the bounce. Gilmore Moore and Senior complete the job.
The chase has been superb by Great Britain. Second stanza has really turned it all about. And now they're asking the question on this Australian side.
Here's Crocker, though. And the crowd trying to lift the British for the last 18 minutes of this first test. Kearns.
Well, this will be a wonderful win for Great Britain.
Don't count the chicken, Steve-O. Don't count those fingers.
Can't do that.
Fitzgibbon on the last.
No feathers on them, but you've got to say, Australia are getting a bit frustrated.
Oh, I don't know. This is Crocker. And here is Bailey. He's got Minicello outside him. And that will run dead. It hit the corner flag anyway. Tap on the 20 metres.
No desperation there. Rather surprised me. Really opt for the kick. Not so sure that Chris Anderson would have been pleased with that. David Waite would be. Graham Noble.
Brian Carney needs a change of jersey.
Wait, Richard! Richard!
And he's not got a number on. But we know who Brian Carney is, and the Aussies do now after that first half try. Fielden nearly through. Here goes Richard Horne. Whatever you say about this Great Britain side, Steve-O, even though they're down to 12, there are match winners out there.
There are now, because they're gaining in confidence. They struggled in that first 40, as I say, to just apply the pressure, but now the forwards are getting over that line.
Deacon to Scullthorpe.
They're looking for work. I would be looking to get down there and go for the 1 point.
Farrell. He's trying to drill it to touch. Lockyer collects it. What's the chase like? It's been good all night. Flings it inside to Minicello. They give it width here to Craig Wing. The reinforcements arrive and Wing is drilled to the ground by Deacon.
Got plenty of pace. Craig Wing, make sure that we close him down.
Robbie Kearns. Kearns will be forever remembered as the man involved in that first-minute incident in this first test with Adrian Morley. Here is Lockyer, the Aussies captain, to the halfway line. 4 tackles gone. Webke will drive it. Andrew Farrell. And will try and offload and loses it.
Play on.
Trying to offload.
Didn't go for the ball, and even if he did, it was one-on-one. It was going backwards.
Well, Badeiras, Stuart Fielden doesn't like that.
Badeiras has got on with it. He had a lot of common sense there. Last thing that Australia needed was to lose their control, give away a penalty.
Carney.
That was high.
He offloads though, he's taken 2 out. This is Radlinski.
All it needs is one break. Keep your eye on Paul Scullthorpe.
Here he is. Almost through Badeiras and Fitzgibbon. Deacon. Sean Long. Jamie Peacock. Offloads to Long. And Long. Quick on his feet, Long. Grounded by Bailey.
Come here, Shane.
Senior. Infield to Farrell. Farrell takes the last tackle.
I'd go for the one here.
Deacon's there.
Come on.
Here is Deacon. Oh! A stab down the wing looking for Horne, but straight into the arms of Minicello. Great chase by Fielden.
Not the best kick. Really should have gone in between the winger and the fullback, trying to apply that pressure yet again.
Wing. Eventually Great Britain scramble and close him down courtesy of Peacock. Hegarty. Here is Gower.
This defensive heroic, it's heroic.
The Great Britain 12 standing firm at the moment. Ricketson on halfway. Kimorley. Mason. Britain know the danger of him. That's the last. What a difference from that one-off test in Sydney a year last July when Britain were hammered 64-10. What a difference. Great offload by Carney.
I wouldn't call it great, Eddie. Not in that position. I know it came off.
Foot on the ball.
Talk about nerves. I've certainly got them.
Oh, Horne nearly lost that.
Second.
When you're leading, you don't need to do things like that. David Waite will be getting the message out. Captain Courageous knows exactly what it's all about. Farrell says, let's take it steady. Okay, one-out football. Let's wait until we get into a good attacking position. Then we can comply and keep the offloads going.
Sculthorpe.
5, come on!
Last one. Deacon. Shaped to kick and now does. Got away from Sivanasi. It was a great kick too. It's a super kick. Lockyer has got to run this ball back. The kick isn't bad. The chase isn't bad. Hegarty.
Oh, he's lost his cool. He'll give a penalty here.
Hang on! Hang on!
You haven't got to fall for the 5-card trick. And Terry Newton, I think, has.
Go that way.
He's got himself a royal flush.
Stuart Fielden came in as the reinforcements.
Hang on, wait for me.
That's what we
Terry,
didn't want.
don't throw him in on the ground. All right, I don't want him thrown on the ground. I've had a look.
Went for him first, but you cannot retaliate. How many times do we see it? You'll get penalised for that.
Well, that's the second time that Newton has been penalised for that. One on the deck.
Think.
It's an old ploy, Eddie, you know, just have a little dig, nothing much in it, and then it retaliate to get penalised. Position, field position is so important for Great Britain now.
Fitzgibbon, Farrell and
Don't
Sculthorpe.
worry.
The sands of time
Second, here,
ebbing away. 12 minutes remaining. Britain ahead, 12 points to 8. Mason.
I know one thing, that is big problem for Brett Kamali out there. Normally he'd be taking first receiver.
Ricketson, Gower. Craig Gower gets the ball away. And Hegarty is tackled eventually by Peacock.
Superb, wonderful pass there.
Here's Kimorley. Great ball to wing. Oof. Nearly got the ball away to Crocker. That's the last. There's Kimorley. Stuttering to... Oh, great ball. Gower. What a pass. What a pass from Kimorley. Gower with the try. Well, Kimorley is playing on one leg, but the pass was magnificent. And Gower, all he had to do was stroll over the line.
They thought he was going to kick. They held off. Long came out of the line. It left a huge gap. And the half-back combination, we haven't seen much from the Australians. But they did on that occasion. That was quite superb. One out of the box. They went for the dummy, and it all came about from being sucked in the other end. Remember, we were applying the pressure to the Australians, and Newton got sucked in, gave away the penalty. We lost field position. Result, we're in trouble.
We are, because Craig Fitzgibbon is on the field, and Craig Fitzgibbon is a wonderful goal kicker. 11 from 11 against Wales last week. He was in the 1999 Grand Final under David Waite in Australia, and Fitzgibbon has added the extras, and the match swings Australia's way. 14-12. Gower with the try, his 6th international cap, rather his 6th international try. His previous caps at hooker and scrum half. But Craig Gower was on the end of a wonderful pass from Kimorley. And now Great Britain have to come from behind.
What do you that's the danger. The try scorer has gone. How many times did we repeat it throughout the season? That the time where you're most vulnerable is after you've just scored that try.
Can Great Britain make them pay?
If we've got a set move, this is when to put it in.
Wait!
And here they come with Long. Trying to get away from them. Does so. Long attacking that line. And it's played on. The wide. Chance for Kearney. Misses. No try.
No try.
No try.
I'm afraid not. He went close to try to celebrate, but they will not kid the video referee. Steve Ganson has rightly gone for it.
You've got it, yeah.
Oh, hang on.
Has he got full control of that? I don't think so.
We've seen
This is where the ball...
Well, that was a penalty anyway.
Should have been a penalty, yes, but he's allowed to play on. That's good refereeing from Steve Ganson. A look on the sideline. Does he have control?
Well, we've had them given in Super League week after week.
I don't think they'll give it any.
Well, our first reaction was no try. It's all down to David Campbell, tonight's video referee. All the British supporters are on their knees. It's a try!
You beauty!
Second try for Irishman Brian Carney. And Great Britain get the lead back.
What a mistake from the Australian try scorer. Craig Gowan, a hero 1 minute. And this is a mistake that's allowed Great Britain into a wonderful position. Sean Long obviously has been told at half-time, step it up, more effort. Good refereeing with 2-on-1. There was 3-on-1 there. They swung it out to the left-hand side. Sean says, come and get me. Bamboozle the defence. But look at this, for sheer effort.
Right. Deacon with the conversion attempt. Deacon! He's kicked it! Paul Deacon for Great Britain! 18-14. Carney 2 tries. Deacon on in the second half. First shot at goal. 2 points. Britain's 12 men have the lead.
And he must be very, very proud indeed, Dave Waite.
It's not over yet. It is not over yet. McDermott's on. Sean McRae, heroics from this British side.
Well, you can't give enough plaudits, can you? They've just been absolutely fantastic in this in the whole game, really, Eddie. But I'll tell you what, 7.5 minutes left on the clock. It's plenty of time to win or lose a match. They've got to be so careful what they do now. They must complete their sets. Good kick chase, put pressure on the Australians. The Australians have to play catch-up now. They will have to throw the ball around to try to get over. But I'll tell you what, the pass that Kamali threw to Gow before is an indication that they're more than capable of coming up with some skill that can win this ball game. We've got plenty of match winners in that 13 that's on the field. Great Britain have to deny them, Eddie. They've got to deny them.
Well, that wasn't the best kick. It went straight into Minicello's arms. 6.5 minutes remaining.
Got to make sure on every opportunity that when they do get it away on the last tackle and the kick, that they force the Australians to turn around. Who would have thought it? The Great Britain side leading 12 men. They only had 13 for 12 seconds.
And there's another Australian on the deck. It's Ricketson. But here comes Fitzgibbon for the Australians to halfway. Kimorley and Crocker. Last tackle. No penalties now, Great Britain. Kimorley, they're going to try and run it here. They're going to try and run it here. This is Craig Wing. He's got speed to burn. Oh, they're over. The Aussies are over. It's Lockyer. Darren Lockyer for the Australians. They ran it on the last. Australia brilliantly ran it on the last. And Darren Lockyer takes his tally to 18 tries for his country. And that was magnificent. Wing with the break, Lockyer with a coup de grace.
They need the power run. They played the power play. They couldn't get to him. Wonderful balance. This is why the Australians reckon he's the best in the world. They probably doubt that in this country. Rydlinski, certainly the top international player here in that position. But wonderful positioning by the Australian captain. Talk about a captain's knock, a bitter blow, but full credit to Wing. I must say in the second half, if there was one Australian player that appeared to be able to have the skill and the speed, it certainly has been Craig Wing. And the first opportunity, he's come up with a try for the Australians. What a game! sadness etched on the Great Britain faces.
Fitzgibbon does not miss those. And the Aussies have the lead back, 2018. Craig Fitzgibbon with the boot, but the try from the captain from Brisbane Broncos, Darren Lockyer.
Well, I can't believe it, Eddie. Chris Anderson probably will get that message out and say, Craig Gower, go and stand. Sit in the stands. Don't get out of the field. Don't come up with a mistake like you did last time.
They've gone for the short kick-off, Great Britain. And the Australians come up with the possession in the shape of Michael Crocker.
Well, I estimate that Great Britain may just get 2 sets of 6 in the remaining minutes. It's not a lot, but we've just seen there how you can turn the defence into attack. They played the power play. That's the second occasion Great Britain thought they were going to go for the kick.
Here's Mason. Oh, he's running all over the top of Lee Gilmore. They both used 10 subs. Last tackle here for the Australians. They're going to run it again. Gower, no, hammers it to the touchline. That leaked the clock up.
What a relieved man he must be. Craig Gower, as I said, hero 1 minute, 2 seconds later comes the villain.
Darren Lockyer has just scored his 7th try in the last 6 meetings against Great Britain. The scourge of the Lions. Now then, oh! Radlinski has put the ball down. Great wing. Great Britain with it all to do. A fatal error, perhaps, from Radlinski. Crocker, long shot out of the line to deny him. But they still have 4 tackles remaining. And they are a metre away. Badiris, long ball.
Got to try to go for the intercept now. Just under 2.5 minutes remaining. Australia will make sure that when it gets to the last, they'll get the kick in.
Good tackle on Waterhouse. Badiris is there. Here's Kimorley. There's the kick. Oh, was he taken out? It doesn't matter. They're going to get the ball back from the dropout. And Radlinski shuffling the ball dead, but it was his mistake that has Britain on the rack in the closing minutes here. Oh, and it's out on the full.
That's it.
And it's a penalty bang in front. He went for a kick to the sideline to try and catch the Aussies out, Paul Deacon.
Well, I think you tried to make it bounce so that they would have had the head and feet.
At the scrum.
No difference.
He was way out. The radar wasn't working on that occasion.
Well, Willie Mason thinks he's taken a quick tap, but the captain has said we'll have the 2. And David Waite goes from the top shelf here at the JJB Stadium downstairs with Brian Noble. He knows the test match has gone now, but what an effort.
But the Ashes series is still alive, don't worry.
Without a doubt.
The way that we've played.
And you have to wonder what would have happened with 13 aside. Sorry to keep harping back to it,
you can't look
but you have to wonder.
You can't say that, Eddie.
It's a full house at Hull next week. Tickets went weeks ago. We offer you the best seat in the house, Sky Sports 1 from 6. And Great Britain have to come from behind. This for a 4-point ball game. 22-18. Britain will have one last throw of the dice, but time is against them. What a test match though, what a thriller. Shallow kick-off again. Can they come up with the possession this time? Yes! 20 seconds.
It's got to be the kick and chase. Farrell knows it.
Farrell spreads it. Newton, they spread it wide to Long. Long close down at the middle. He's away from Mason. Got the ball to Deacon. Deacon over the top to Long. Here it goes to Fielden. That will be the last tackle of the test. Australia have won. Australia have won. Britain are absolutely furious. And Bailey, who scored the opening try of the test match, it was a draining experience for all of the players.